Hey, what's up, guys? I'm sorry. This is Trucker Richie Rich. I had to cut my last video short. I got a phone call. I'm making it on my 12 Max Pro, and somebody called me. I forgot to set my Do Not Disturb on. So anyway, man, I'm gonna go ahead and continue what I was saying. I'm gonna start over again for you guys. This is Trucker Richie Rich, and I'm trying to make some dollars out here. And I hope I'm about to say makes a lot of sense to you new drivers. I'm trying to put you guys on some game. The title of this video is called Service Failure. Okay, and I got a service failure. Actually, I got two. Not recently, but my last one was a couple weeks ago. Normally I don't get them, but I do sometimes. Richie Rich is not perfect either. And I'm gonna tell you something. You new guys, and like I was saying earlier, Prime probably doesn't want me to say this to you guys, but service failures is the way to grade you on your driving. That's all. Way to grade you on your driving. The way to grade you on your on-time delivery and pickup. And I'm gonna say something to you. If you get a service failure, wear with a badge of honor. Okay? Because more than likely something caused you to not be on time. It's something that's out of your control. And you shouldn't lose your stuff because you were late. Okay? Or because you got a service failure. I want to tell you guys a story what happened to a guy I know my rookie year, because he was scared to get his service failure. I was in a truck stop in Kentucky at the Pilot, and there was a older guy sitting there, eating his lunch at the Arby's, and I was eating my lunch at the Arby's too, and I was overhearing him on the phone snapping. He was very upset. He was snapping, cussing, kind of slamming his fist. So I thought he was having maybe domestic problems at home or something. I thought the wife was cheating on him or something was going on, but he got off the phone. He was still upset, and I just asked him, said, "What's going on, bro? Like, what's wrong?" Usually I don't do that, but I was just, he seemed like he was really upset. So he goes to explain that he helped his nephew get his CDL, and it was very hard getting his nephew CDL. He helped him. He supported him through the whole process, financially and emotionally. And once his nephew got his CDL, he gave him some stern advice, and his advice was never let them push you to do something you're uncomfortable with. There was a winter storm up in Nebraska, a winter ice storm up on I-80. And he told his nephew, the guy said he told his nephew not to drive, to go ahead and park it. But his nephew did not listen. And what happened was he hit a patch of ice, he jackknifed the truck, and he rolled the truck. It was a major accident up there on I-80, okay? And, the uncle was upset because he tried to help him get a job, and nobody will hire him after that. Okay, it was on his record. And the uncle proceeds to tell me, he says, "Listen, man, I've been driving truck, I think he said 20 years. And he's like, look, if I'm on time, it's an accident." Okay, he says, if I can't make it there, I don't care if I get tired or sleepy or the weather's bad, I just pull it over and tell them another day. And if they give me a service failure, that's on them. They can always reschedule the load. At least they get it. Okay? You can't reschedule a life. Nor can you reschedule, an accident. Once it happens, the cat's out the bag. Okay? And that's what happened to his nephew. All that hard work and dedication it took to get his CDL. Now he's out of a job, and he probably won't be able to drive a truck. And nobody's going to hire him. Okay? If you get into a major accident within your first year of driving truck, you might as well just put that license in your wallet and hold it for the piece of plastic it's worth, because nobody will touch you. Insurance won't let them touch you. Okay? So he was pretty upset, and I actually took that to heart, and I always lived by that. If I'm tired, if the weather's bad, I am so quick to pull it over. And I'm so glad too that I always erred on the side of caution. I avoided hurricanes, I avoided tornadoes, I avoided snowstorms. I'm talking catastrophic snowstorms and thunder and lightning storms too. I was quick to pull the truck over and be done. And I might have got a service failure. Yeah, I might have. I got two service failures that I know of. If you work for Prime, you get on the Prime app and you check My Progress out. And on the My Progress tab, it will tell you if you ever had a service failure or not. And one of them I got, which I thought was kind of unfair, because I remember Prime specifically saying if you come into a situation like this, that it is not your fault. What it was the George Floyd riots in Minneapolis. I got a service failure for that. And what happened was I was driving across Interstate 90 with my student, and the protesters blocked off Interstate 90. Okay, they were protesting on the highway. The police blocked it off because earlier that night, a trucker mowed down a protester. It was all over the news, and some of you guys probably remember that when they blocked off Interstate 90, because a lot of guys had a lot to say about it. A lot of them were like, hey, that's what they get. And some of them said, wow, he could have did something else. He had to know it happened. Well, I didn't want to be that guy. So I pulled into a truck stop outside of Minneapolis, and I parked it, okay? Then, after about a day when the highways were open and I checked, I went and delivered my load. It was a drop and hook somewhere in Wisconsin. Well, come to find out, I got a service failure for that. And when I talked to my fleet manager about it, I said, hey, listen, bro, like, what's this about? There was a riot, and you guys specifically said that you won't give us a service failure if we avoided that and we stopped it. And you know what he said to me? He said two things. One, he said, well, what did he say? He was like, well, don't take it too hard, Rich. It's just something for us to keep a record. You can't always be a straight A student. You might have to get a B there sometime. And the second thing he said was, what else did he say? He said something else. It pissed me off, but whatever. Some people really take that to heart. Like service failure, they think they're doing a bad job, and it's not. It happens. I got one about 2 weeks ago. I was up in, I picked up a load in Wisconsin, coming down here to the Carolinas, and driving through West Virginia. I fucking hate West Virginia. Like, if you guys would say, Rich, what state do you hate driving through? It would be Virginia and West Virginia. Like, it's just the worst. Just the hills, the curves. You can't only drive about 40 miles an hour in that state. And don't let the weather be bad. You can knock that down to 20 miles an hour. I mean, it's just horrible. But I showed up to my drop, and I was like 15 minutes late. And nothing I could do about it. Things like that happen out here. Sometimes you could just, you take lemons and you make juice. That's all you can do. And I got a service failure for that. Does it bother me? No. I've been driving truck 10 years, and I don't want to be perfect out here. I don't. I don't want to be perfect. There's guys who drive 20 years and never received a service failure, and I'm a little skeptical about those people, because they had to drive in bad conditions to either get that, or they work with their driver managers and they never put them in a situation to get that. I don't know, but it happens, folks, and you just can't take it to heart. It happens to the best of us. Being late, this is a human business, But the reason I'm making this video tonight, and I'm probably putting it out there, is because a lot of new drivers are coming to the industry now, and they are desperate for drivers now, okay? And so they're going to be throwing a lot of meat to the walls, and your fleet managers may be putting that pressure on you to get the load there, get on time, run, and what can happen to you is you can end your career before you even started. So take some advice from Richie Rich, man, and if you get tired, sleepy, or the weather conditions could be bad, or you're just not feeling well, go ahead and park it. Just send them a message and park it, and be done with it. I was home for about 10 days recently, and man, I'm gonna tell you, that 10 days felt great. It was kind of hard to get back in the truck. I ain't gonna lie, sitting home on your couch watching the football game, drinking a nice cold one is a man's pastime, I tell you. I know you're looking at Richie Rich, and I'm kind of woofing there. It's wintertime. It's time for me to grow my mane out like a lion and grow my hair out, man. I don't shave until like next year. I let the beard go wild. Beard gang. I think a couple of drivers of Prime are doing the beard gang. I guess I'm doing it too. It's that time of year. But, fellas and ladies, hopefully you guys will make good decisions out here on the road. You got to. Oh, whoop, almost dropped my phone. Oops. There you go. I dropped my phone. I'm sorry. Trucking is a thinking man's game, to be honest with you. You know, it's not a just drive and pick up a load here, drop it off there. You have to be smart in this game. You got to make wise decisions. You know, it truly is a thinking man's game. You got to figure things out. It's almost like working crossword puzzles all day. You have to figure out if you can fit underneath this bridge, if you can make this turn and not get stuck, if this is the receiver or the shipper and you're going to the right address. Okay. You know, my rookie year, I call them trucker life lessons, and I learned a whole lot of them. You know, and this weather's getting bad, and man, you learn lessons in trucking by losing money, and I lost a lot of it in my rookie year. You know, either getting stuck in snow or thinking I can drive my fully loaded truck over wet grass. I'll tell you guys, you know, I'm glad those days are over, man, because those are scary times. But anyway, guys, I'm not going to make a long video, man. I'm back on the road, back to working. Hope everybody's doing well and good. You know, service failures, don't let them get to you. It happens to the best of us. It happens to Trucker Richie Rich. I'm not perfect, and I don't plan on being, ever. You know, really, wear it like a badge of honor. You know, honestly. Say to yourself, well, if I were to push myself, what could have happened? Okay, you could have fell asleep. You could have ran somebody off the road. You could have ended your life. I'll tell you a quick one. This happened to a student of mine. Okay, I trained a guy from, where was he from? Nigeria, African guy, a couple years back. And he died out here on the road. And I'm going to tell you how he died. He picked up a load out of Georgia, and he was going home to Allentown, Pennsylvania. And he was driving 81 north. Now, you guys heard me say earlier that I hate Interstate 8. I hate Virginia, and I hate West Virginia. That the reason is because it's very mountainous and very hilly. Nothing against the people. It's just the road conditions are not ideal. When you're a trucker, you want flat and easy. You don't want to drive through the mountains like that, especially when you're fully loaded. Well, what he did, he was in a rush to get home. And he should have parked the truck. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning. And he came off a big old hill up there in Virginia on 81. And he came down, and instead of going with the curve and going to the left, he went straight over the ridge. And the truck landed on top of him. And it's about 2 in the morning. It made major news. And it was my student. And the reason I know, because they put his name in the newspaper. Okay. You know, the messed up part about that whole situation is Stevens didn't even say anything. And you know what? Trucking companies don't. They don't tell you every time somebody die. I think that they do that so that you don't get discouraged out here. But people do die in this business. Do you know what I mean? But he died. And the only reason I saw it because I'm originally from up there. And I don't know about you guys, but like I told you, I check the weather every morning before I start my truck. And sometimes I check the weather in certain areas to know what's going on in the country. And that news article caught my attention. And I read it, and you know, I was heartbroken because I think he was newly married and he had like a 7-year-old child or something. But he died, and the way the newspaper explained it was that he lost control, and they think fatigue might have played a role in that. Okay, so you know, in Virginia, they got these mountains. You go up a big old mountain and you come flying down, and before you know it, it banks hard to the left or it banks hard to the right. And you can't control, you know, yourself when you're going too fast and you're tired. And he went over the ravine, okay? And he dropped down about 600 or 700 feet over the ravine, and that was the end of his life. Just to go home, you know? What he should have done is parked it, you know? And you know what pissed me off? I tell all my students, don't be scared to be late. You know, don't be scared to be late. I'm sorry, it happens, okay? If it happens all the time, then there's a problem with you. But if it happens once a year or once every 6 months, that's okay, okay? As long as you can deliver the load, as long as you can make a home to your family. And that's the key out here when driving the truck. You know, our goal is to make a home to our loved ones. Or make a home to my couch and have a nice beer. You know, whatever you do. You know, don't let you lose your life over a load of toilet paper or paper towels. I think he was carrying meat, if I'm not mistaken. He was carrying meat. So he lost life over a pile of chicken. I mean, it don't make no sense. you know. But the reason I'm putting this out, because I got one, and hey, fuck it. So anyway, guys, I'm not going to be here too long. I just want to drop a quick video, and I hope I wasn't rambling. You know, like I said, Richie Rich is dropping some gems for you guys, especially you new people who follow me. You know, I don't want nobody to lose their life over some silly stuff, you know, because they're scared to get a service failure, or their driver manager who's 2,000 miles away is on your neck, you know. Best thing you can do is cut the phone off and go to bed. So, anywho, guys, you guys be easy. Hope you have a good, safe night. It's late night for me. I'm about to go to bed myself. And I'll be making some more videos next couple of days about some topics. And any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and subscribe and drop some, drop some information. And we'll go from there. Peace.